believe in ghosts? I'm Samantha Harrison, and I do.
And I'm Joseph Rock, and I don't. Today we'll be looking at the fundamental idea of what is real. Can ghosts and spirits really exist? We've investigated both sides of the argument, and now we'll present our findings to you.
Welcome to the Paranormal. I'm here at Yeovil College to interview a media student, Bethany Dean, who has some very interesting ghostly images to show me. Bethany Dean, hello. Hello, I'm Samantha Harrison. I'll be interviewing you for today about your paranormal experience.
Brilliant.
Hello.
Hi. Back in my old house, it was really old. It was about 18th century.
Yeah. So
I was lying in bed, in my bunk bed, and the door was always left open a crack, so we had some light to read. And I turned over. I'd woken up for some reason at 3 a.m. and I turned over and I saw this cat, this bright white cat tail disappearing across the door. And I thought, we don't have a cat. we'd never had a cat in that house, and we never had a cat flap either. And the neighbours' cats were all in their house.
So you said that was your last one. What have you had ones before then?
Oh yeah, when these photographs were taken back at the holiday house in Wales, where this was, the house was also really, really old, and I could hardly get to sleep at night. I was there because the house just felt so cold and eerie. It always felt as if somebody was standing over you in each and every room.
Oh, creepy!
Not a pleasant way to spend your holiday.
No. So other than these photographs that you captured, did anything else paranormal happen while you were on holiday there?
I remember there was a sudden large bang one night that remains completely unexplained, but we never found out the cause of that. And that's about it, I'm afraid.
What do you actually think about these photographs?
Well, I think they're absolutely conclusive. I think this is hard evidence that ghosts do exist.
They are very cute, aren't they?
They're absolutely bizarre, yeah. Can't explain them.
There seems to be more shadows around this one than there are on this one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because he's skipping and the ghosts are trying to join in or anything. It might just be because in this top one you see more of the sky, so the ghost might have been like blanked out.
Yeah, maybe. They are very strange. Well, it might be because that one's much further away.
That's probably, yeah.
Do you think there is any chance this could just be all right?
There is a chance, yeah. I mean, I'm not a complete believer. I do think that there are rational explanations for some of the more famous photographs.
Or is there any chance it could just be like an out of focus camera?
It could be, yeah. It could be water on the lens or mist, fog, anything.
It looked like it. What was it like on the day when you shot this?
It was clear and sunny, but it was also quite damp. Because in Wales...
It doesn't look damp.
No, but it was sort of damp in the air.
So do you believe in ghosts then, after all this?
Yes, I do. I have to say there's definitely something in it, absolutely, but still there's a lot of things we can't explain, and those things that we can't explain may have perfectly rational explanations.
The interview with Beth went really well. I found out a lot of interesting things. One of the images looked really strange and convincing, but the other photograph I'm not too sure about. The lighting probably just hit the lens, or there was a smudge from a fingerprint. The stories she told me about her past were very fascinating as well.
I've come to see Carl Warstone, a media lecturer at Yeovil College, to find out how easy it is to manipulate images and to see how simple it is to trick people into thinking that they can see a ghost. Okay. So Carl, let's have a look at some of the clips today. Do you want to have a look at them and tell me what you think?
Yeah, sure. I think the thing to stress nowadays is it's very easy to get hold of editing software. In the days before computers, people talk about smoke and mirrors, and smoke and mirrors, you can generate an awful lot of effects with some lighting and either a sheet of glass or that kind of thing. What we've got going on here, and I think what we'll see in all of the clips, is a camera which doesn't move. And with a camera which doesn't move, what it allows you to do, notice here the door stops moving before we see the figure actually appear. So you've got a shot with the door there, and we can see the wall behind and so on. And then the shot is repeated with the performer walking through the shot. Now you can very easily do a mix between those two things, and you get a fairly straightforward, you know, kind of superimposition effect.
Is it quite easy to do? Does it take a lot of work involved?
It depends how experienced you are. You could knock out something like that in a quarter of an hour or so. But it's about how critical you are. There's a real threat when you're just working on your own stuff that you think it's great.
Okay, so have a look at the next one. Oh, do you think that one was real then, or would you say that was probably?
Well, of course, the other way of dealing with getting a shot of a ghost is to go find yourself a real ghost. I think getting the software is easier, to be honest.
Right, let's have a look at this one then.
Yeah, I like this one. This has got a nice kind of smoky effect to it. Again, we've got a locked-off camera. We've got a static camera. Now, if you can see this, and the camera's kind of handheld and moving around, obviously that's very difficult to actually match up the two different elements. So you've got the background element and the element of the figure. Again, there's a lot of defocus going on here, and looks like mixing in, but it could be a moving curtain or something like that. Just something to break up the image.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure on that one myself.
Again, I wouldn't be. If you're the kind of person that believes in ghosts, if you're the kind of person that believes in that kind of thing, I kind of fall into that camp as well.
Yeah.
Really.
This one here now, this is quite an old one, isn't it? Let's have a look.
Yeah, it looks like it might be an old one. What gives it that feeling is the quality of the background. It might have been made yesterday. But with some old-looking footage. Again, we've got three elements going on here. We've got the background element. We've got the I'm presuming it's a figure kind of coming through. But then, whereas with the first clip we looked at, we've made the figure black and we've done something to make the glowy eyes. With this one and with the previous one, we've also got this texture running through the figure, and so it's not quite there. It's almost in out. So really, there's some nice shots. These last couple of ones are nice and more complex than just simply locked off camera. Here's your person, half mixed between the two, which are the first kind of examples of these things.
I think out of all of them, I think that one probably the one I'd be more convinced to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's building the atmosphere and the use of sound as well. I'd say that the sound in the previous ones, say it's a bit cliche, kind of ghosty music. It's a bit difficult to actually see what's going on in this clip.
Yeah. You've got something like a door, and the camera sort of fixed onto the door.
Difficult to tell. There's a little lighting change there as well.
Oh, and of course the door opens. It seems to be a standard of all these videos, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, is this a solid door or is this a glass door with a pattern on the glass? If it's a glass door, then it's just actually bringing up somebody's face in there, but then the door opens. I like that. There can't be somebody in there.
No.
Yeah, we can't actually fit anybody physically in there. Well, unless they've got a very long, thin neck and a very, very tiny body. So
and it's going back as well. It does.
Okay, so it doesn't come back. So maybe we just take a look at that again. So again, we're looking at a kind of a superimposition, something done with editing.
Do you think it's likely that any of these clips or any clip on sort of the internet, you think the chances of catching a ghost, if there is such a thing,
Slim.
very unlikely?
Very slim, I would say. But what I do think is very likely is an increasing ability for people to make their own special effects, to get into filmmaking, which I think is a great thing.
And just finally, do you believe in ghosts at all?
No.
No.
I did when I was smaller, but not these days. But I keep an open mind.
Yeah.
After meeting Carl, I decided to look at the ghost clips in a bit more detail. I agreed with what Carl said about them. The quality was very high, but from the clips I saw, there was only one that looked convincing. I think the idea of ghosts, if they exist, being caught on camera is very unlikely, and it seems easy to create your own clips using software like this. My meeting with Carl has probably convinced me more that ghosts do not exist.